like go somewhere and then realize that it's better and you have more fun there when you're with your friends or with your family even. It's nice here, but I'm just kind of bored right now. I bought some cool stuff though, so. Hey, my hair looks kind of abysmal today. It looks like a square. Okay. I guess we'll just start right off. There's nothing, I don't really have many anecdotes as compared to the last couple of weeks. This week felt very average, partially because I feel like I didn't do that much this week. I'm in like the section of the semester where I don't really have, like, I'm just like doing a bunch of projects. I'm not doing a lot of like small assignments, and I don't think I'm gonna have another exam for another couple of weeks, so I'm just kind of like, I have things to do and I've been doing them, but it doesn't feel like a lot. And besides that, yeah, I didn't do much. I did a lot. I just like, it doesn't feel like anything majorly important, and I'm probably just going to talk about it later, so let's get to it. Let's do the check-in first. So how many pages did you do this week? How was the experience for you? I did all 7 after 2 weeks of missing them on two Saturdays. I did all 7 again this week. They've been feeling really slow lately, and like I've been waking up late, so there was like 2 days that I had to wait until after my first class to do them, but like overall they've been fine. This morning though, which isn't technically a part of week 6, it's a part of week 7, which is crazy. We're already like halfway through, which is kind of scary. But this week I like today, not this week, this morning, it felt so slow. I would like keep like staring at the wall and being like, but nothing would like come to my head. I'd just be sitting there like, and then I'd keep writing. It took me like, I feel like it felt like over an hour, but I honestly have no idea how long it took me to write this morning. But they were like fine. I don't know. I can't really think of anything to note. A lot of my pages this week were mostly about like one topic, like for the entirety of the 3 pages. Like majority of the time I was talking about one topic. Like today I was talking about like guilt about spending money. Don't remember what I talked about on Saturday or any of the week for that matter. I don't. But, you know, they're good, I guess. And then, can you tell that I've just been in bed all day? And then 2, did you do your artist date this week? What did you do? How did it feel? So I went to Northampton, which, I haven't edited the video yet, obviously, because I'm recording it right now, but I recorded a video of me on my artist date, and I was just like there, like I was basically saying like, you ever like go somewhere and realize you just prefer that environment, like with friends or like just with family over by yourself, because that's what I realized on my artist date. It was still nice and fun, but I think like the vibes were off. That's what I said in my pages this morning. Like vibes were weird. while I was there. I don't know. I got some cute stuff. I don't feel like getting it to show you. It's over there on my desk. I'll go get it. So because we're practicing a sense of abundance this week, I bought some cool things. I bought a, Jesus Christ, my hair. I bought a cute little Pop Mart figure. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but I love specifically the Peach Riot figures, just because I've been following the artist who made, like, and designed the Peach Riot, like, characters for forever now. So, like, having physical versions of her figures is really cute. I have, like, a set of 3 of them. It was, like, the first 3 Pop Mart figures that came out of them. I can put a picture here. They're very cute. And then I got a bandana. Partially because a character, my magical girl character, I think I showed off in week 3, wears a bandana. I kept drawing her and I was like, I low-key want to wear a bandana too. And like in general, I've been wanting to wear a bandana lately, low-key inspired by one of my roommates who like pretty regularly like wears 1 or 2. So I need to figure out how to put this on my head though. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I just did my laundry, so I have options for what to wear tomorrow for Monday. I really wanted to record this yesterday, but I didn't have the space or time because I ran into my roommates right after my artist date. I ran into my roommates at the dining hall. And then I was there for longer than I usually am, and then I came back to the dorm and I was like, I have work I need to do, and so I did my work and I like laid it around a little bit instead of recording this. But it's okay because my like magazine / zine, more of a zine honestly, is coming together and I really am excited for it and I hope to share it. Also, I didn't think I actually specifically said what I did for my artist day. I like went on the bus to the town over. I think I took some pictures. I didn't take a lot though, because I don't know. I'm not a picture taker when I'm out and about. I'm more of a like in the moment type of person, and I like am thinking about the experience after, and I'm like, oh, I should have taken pictures. Shouldn't I have? But there was just like a really big like shopping market there, and I would just like wander around there for a while. But I think I realized while I was in there that I just like being in spaces like that more with like people I care about than just by myself. The reason why the town closer to my college works more for me is because like all of them are like tiny walk-in shops, and I feel like that works better. But I feel like walking around basically a mall, that's just like a bunch of different stores, and like they all feel more like communal in that way because they're all in the same space over just walking into a shop yourself. But you know, still got cool stuff, so I don't really care. I wish I felt better about it because I was really excited to do it, but also it was like raining on Saturday, like really hard, and so vibes were just weird. Like when I got off the bus, some dude was like yelling and cursing about how stupid the bus driver was. I was like, that set a bad precedent, I think. Did you experience any synchronicity this week? What was it? So I feel, oh my god, there was one, oh yeah, so one YouTuber I like a lot, CJ the X, I've been obsessed with their content since they made that like Rapunzel Tangled video. I don't remember when it was made. I can tell you when I edit this, but it was just like he has a video called 7 Deadly Art Sins, and there's a moment where he talks about it where that sounds like so much about what this book talks about, and I was like, that, and I'm obsessed with that video. I've watched it so many times. I was like, wait a minute, pause. Like, it felt very ironic that this guy was just like, that this YouTuber that I've really like listened to and I've like grown to really appreciate for what he does and says, was saying a lot of what is like, saying a lot of similar things to what is said in the book. And that was just like the big one I remember noticing and realizing. And how, you know, this whole recovery thing has been like a year in the making at this point, and it's finally happening. I can't think of any other ones. I feel like there were more that I remember, but that was the big one. Yeah, I don't know. And then were there any other issues this week that you consider significant to your recovery? Describe them. Not really this week. I guess that my attitude towards this week was very just weird, because it's about money a lot. A lot of things you do involve money. The 2 exercises involve money. So it's kind of like, because I'm like a hoarder. I was telling one of my roommates this last night. Like, I'm a hoarder when it comes to money, and I just have like a bunch of money saved, which is probably a good thing. But like, trying not to feel guilty about spending money is very hard. So now I'm going to talk about the exercises. There's this one. So I'm going to talk about the second exercise I did first, just because the first one is something I did for the whole week. It's called Money Madness, and basically it's another like speed writing activity where you just like fill in the blanks. So I don't even remember what I wrote. This is my first time looking at, like, actually reading this. One of the ones I wrote is having money is not, and then I said a sign of laziness. Being broke tells me how to be frugal. When I have money, I usually hoard it out of nervousness. In order to have money, I need to work like a motherfucker. So just like random like things like this. And I found it interesting. I don't think any of these are like surprising to me. They just kind of came to me naturally, and when I read them back now a week later, I'm like, yeah. And then counting basically as specifically as I can. I am asked to write down everything I spend, and like and like how much I spent, where I spent it, how I spent it. So I'm actually going to pull up my laptop here for a second, because I don't remember the exact amount. So in total this week, I spent $146. Here's my thing about this week. I spent a weird amount of money this week, because one, it was one of my roommate's birthdays, so I bought a bunch of stuff for that. I had to do laundry this week, and that cost money. I had to put money into my debit account, so that was like $10 down the drain. I bought like a ticket for a trip that my school does to New York. And then I decided to buy myself luxuries, which is something that comes up in the book, where it's like learning to be okay and learning to be silly with luxuries, and being nice with yourself, because luxuries aren't necessarily a bad thing, but a lot of us let ourselves think that way just because it feels childish to try and have luxuries like that. I spent a lot though. I got a nice shirt. I got the 2 things I just showed you, the figure and the bandana. I got some drinks, non-alcoholic, like a cappuccino and a fucking smoothie. I guess it was interesting. It put into perspective how sometimes I'll spend money on something and then I'll forget about it, because last night I was finalizing everything, and I was looking through my spending history, and I was I literally there was one that was $20, minus $20. I was what the fuck was that? Because I couldn't tell based off of like the thing, like the label it has next to it. And then I realized it was that ticket to that New York trip I was talking about. I was like, oh my God, I forgot that cost money. And so even though I think I'm very responsible with my money, sometimes I like realize I just like completely forget about certain things. And also like in general, like I feel very like guilty when I spend money like this and when I treat myself. I was talking about my pages this morning, like there's a certain sense of like guilt because I have this privilege to do this, but other people definitely do not. And it's just like nerve-wracking, kind of just, do I deserve this? And so I guess that's kind of like a subconscious reason why I hoard money, not just because it's smarter to do that, but also because if I do spend money for myself, there's like, I feel just like a weird amount of guilt. And that's something that this chapter is like trying to pull away from. So I was trying to like deal with the fact that like there's nothing wrong with buying things that make me happy, because I have the right to, but like seeing like minus 50 in my bank account after a day out, like it makes my heart drop to my stomach where I'm like, oh God, I'm still like I spent too much money today. I'm not gonna let myself spend money for the next like 3 weeks. And there's just a lot of guilt around it, I think, for me. I don't really know why. I did mention that like other people can't spend money like that, but like we're gonna move on to the tasks now. Task 1 was find 5 pretty or interesting rocks. I enjoy this exercise particularly because rocks can be carried in pockets and fingered in your fingers in meetings. They can be small, constant reminders of our creative conscious. So this, I'll like put a picture here of the rocks because I feel like the lighting right now is bad and so you won't be able to see them clearly. But this exercise, it genuinely made me realize that like I don't look around me when I'm walking around. Like I don't like stop and smell the flowers, even though I feel like I am one of the like a type of person who does that, but I'm really not. I'm like very direct with how I do say, like I'm very direct with like when I'm walking around outside, like I'm on a mission, I have somewhere to be, so I'm gonna be there. Don't dilly-dally, you stupid bitch. But I kind of had to dilly-dally, I guess, this week. And I forgot, like, for the first 2 days of this week, I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be picking up rocks. Fuck. And I just completely forgot. But, like, towards, like, towards the end of the week, I started, like, looking around more for some interesting rocks. And I picked a good couple of them up, mostly based off of color. But when I get back to my dorm, actually, I like to look at them under the light. They're actually like way different than they looked in like outside. Like I picked up a rock because it was so like orange in like in the moonlight. And then I came back to the dorm and I looked at it and I was like, this is like a normal ass rock. What the fuck happened to the orange color? But they're nice rocks. They're cool rocks. I picked up like really like 2 really nice white rocks. And I guess like it was a reminder that I need to like stop and like notice what's around me, and also like calling it natural abundance. Like I think that helps me appreciate more the things around me that make up the world that don't cost money, and like they can still be beautiful and you can still like appreciate them. So that was like a surprising one where I was like, whoa. And then I actually jumped all the way to task 5 because there were tasks 2 to 4 I can't really do, or like I was trying to be light on the tasks this week because I think for the past like 2-3 weeks doing all 10 tasks felt very laborious and like felt kind of exhausting, so I let myself lay back a little bit. And 2 to 4 in general, just one of them is like bake something, which I would have loved to do if I was home, but I'm not home right now. And using the dorm kitchen sounds like torture. So, so 5 communications, send postcards to 5 friends. I sent it technically to 6 friends, but I sent out 5 postcards. I was like debating on whether or not I should do this one, but I ended up doing it. I don't think I have any pictures of me doing it at all. Wait, how do I do this? There we go. That's what I've done. That's my first time sending mail since like the election. I sent pictures to my 4 best friends, and then to my parents, which is technically 2 people, but they're gonna get 1 postcard together. And I think like going through the motions of sending postcards like made me realize like the effort like sending out mail to people you care about takes, and like you have to pick out a postcard for each person, think about what they'd like, what picture that they'd like to receive, like what message to write to them, make sure you get the address down right, because I didn't get it down right for my friend who lives in Ohio. Sorry, I had to like scribble over the original address I wrote and had to write a different one. It's okay though. Hopefully it gets to them. If it doesn't, I am sorry. And it was just like fun in general. Like the day that I went out, I was like learning, like now I know like how to buy stamps from a post office, which is something I'll probably have to learn in the future if I want to like be an online art shop. So that was good. Kind of embarrassing though, but because I asked the dude at the counter like, what's like the smallest amount of stamps I can buy, and he was like, I can give you 1 stamp, and I was like, okay. So I asked for 5, and then I immediately left. It was just very awkward because I never send mail. I'm like a very I think that made me realize I'm such an online person. I think it's like similar to what the media deprivation week made me realize last 2 weeks ago now. Like I don't know how to do a lot of things because I'm so like digital focused now, even though I feel like even though I may feel like I'm a more analog person, but I need to be real with myself for a second. I'm a very digital person. I have a phone, an iPad and a laptop on my bed right now. Like I am not an analog type of person. But it was fun. I really enjoyed doing that overall. I kind of enjoyed it more than my artist date that little Friday. I also think it was because it was nice outside. Friday was so nice. It was just a nice day. I had worn like a cute button up and everything. It was nice. So that was fun. And then favorites. List your favorites in the following categories. Week 6 was very light on like written tasks. So there's only literally 1 page of tasks that I did in my task book. But I'll do this. So the categories are cars, dogs, flowers, trees, fruits, veggies, desserts, entrees, musical groups, and colors. Oh my god, it's so dark. So I'll put on my fairy lights in a second. Just let me read through this. So for cars, I put Beetle cars, any brand or whatever. I don't know anything about cars, but I like how Beetle cars look. Dogs, Sheepoos. Excuse to talk about my childhood dog, who has since passed, right here. Here are some pictures of him. I miss him a lot, but poodle mixes are now like my favorite because of him. And also in general, poodle mixes are just very cute. So 3 is flowers, and I put hyacinths, mums, lilies of the valleys, and baby breaths. Can you tell that I only know about flowers because of video games? I love hyacinths because of Animal Crossing. They grew on me because of Animal Crossing. Same thing with mums. Lilies of the Valley are more of a Minecraft thing, even though they are also in Animal Crossing. But baby breaths, they're usually like decorative flowers and bouquets, but I really like them. I like tiny flowers a lot. I think I've realized with this. So trees, I didn't really know what to put for this, so I just put cherry blossom trees and pine trees. I've like grown up with pine trees like all around me. So they're very nostalgic for me, like the smell of pine, the little like pine, like I don't even know if I can, like the pine needles. And cherry blossom trees are just purely aesthetic, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna turn on my lights now, actually. We're back. I don't know how it got that dark that quickly. Oh my god. Where was I? Okay, so now fruits. I put mangoes, blueberries, strawberries, oranges, and watermelon. I'm gonna, like, mangoes are like definitely my definitive favorite. I just love anything mango, but blueberries honestly make me think of my mom. Same thing with oranges. And strawberries are just like a given, I guess. Yeah. 7 desserts: tres leches, tiramisu, strawberry shortcake, and conchas. Nothing to say there. I love cake so much. Entrees, I put pepian, which is like a definitely like stew-esque. It's like chicken. I don't even know what the like seasoning is, but it's a very traditional Guatemalan dish. It feels very good, and my mom only makes it occasionally, but it's just like every time she makes it, my heart soars. And then there's chicken fingers. I love chicken fingers. And then tacos al pastor, which is like just a different type of way to make tacos, or like a certain type of way. I don't remember what country originated that type of style of tacos, but they're so good. And then caldo de pollo. They just make me think about my home and my family for some reason. The soup that my mom makes very specifically makes me very nostalgic for home and childhood. Musical groups: Luna. Love Luna to death. Oh my god, she was coming out with a new album this month. I'm so excited. And I think Artemis just came out with Burn, which is a song that was teased in fucking 2020. It's been 5 years. Finally came out. So exciting though. I've been listening to it non-stop. It's so good. And then there's like New Jeans, Red Velvet, The Marias, other groups I like, but like Luna is like the one I put like 3 exclamation points after Luna. I adore them. And then colors: pastel pink, olive green, sunflower yellow, lavender. I think tasks like these just make me very happy to fill out, because people love talking about themselves, me included. So I just get very happy to mention them and mention my interests and things I like, and think about things I haven't thought about before, like my favorite trees, or like my favorite cars. And I guess I'm manifesting some of those in my life. Like, I would love for a Beetle car to be my first car, but I had to get my license first, and I am very desperate to have a dog again. I think I miss my older dog a lot, but I think the joy that dogs bring is like unparalleled to anything else. Like, I don't hate cats or anything, but I don't think I can really imagine myself ever having a cat because of how much I love dogs. But yeah, fun exercise. I like thinking about it. I like how some of them have their own little anecdotes. It's cute. I should buy blueberries, honestly. I have oranges in my fridge too. Anyways, 7 was reread the basic principles and reread your artist prayer daily. So I talked about the artist prayer like 2 weeks ago, and so I read that daily. I also read the basic principles daily, which I believe is something she asked me to do at some other week. I don't remember which one. So I'm very used to that type of practice. But I feel like in a way I felt like the motions of them and like doing that this week, because having those reminders and like being able to like take a second to like think about creativity and like like affirming, like they felt like affirmations, which I talked about in week 1, how I didn't really like affirmations, but I think I'm coming around to them, because thinking about prayers like affirmations, I think makes me feel good about them, and like actually makes me feel like I'm trying to like create some sort of energy or something that like brings goodness and creativity to me. So it was nice to just take a second every day to like read them. I think I forgot one day though. I think it was Tuesday that I forgot to read them. It's whatever though. I'm trying not to expect perfection from myself with all this. And then acceptance. Any new flow in your life? Practicing yes to freebies. I did not fucking know what this meant. I'll be real. I don't fucking know what she meant by this. But I tried. In general, this week did feel more flowy. And like, I guess the one thing I can say was a freebie was my stop motion professor was like, if you need any materials, let me know. I can order them. I still need to do that, but I'm gonna put in a request for a bunch of paper, because for my final in that class, I'm gonna do a paper cutout animation, which I uploaded here. I uploaded my first one here, and I really liked that compared to 3D stop motion, so I had decided my whole final is just gonna be cut out, so I'm really excited for it. I feel way better about it compared to my last semester's final. And we're in the motions of like pre-production right now, so I'm like slowly like I'm like feeling the differences compared to last semester than this semester compared to this semester right now. It's a good type of difference. So, and then 10, which is the last task I did, what is labeled as prosperity. Any changes in your financial situation or your perspective on it? Any ideas about what you would love doing? Pull images around this and put it in your image file. Okay, so I keep forgetting about the image file. I think it's a really good resource, but I just like, maybe I need to make it physical if I'm being real, but it's just like, I don't have space for it in here. And a Pinterest board makes more sense in the long run for me. I'll read out what I wrote down in my journal though. So I said, I think when it comes to my financial situation, I might be a little cagey about how I spend. I get very regretful easily if I spend what it feels like too much and limit myself, but there is happiness in play to be had in things that make you feel happy, even if they cost money. And most of the money in my bank account is mine. I earned it by working, so it feels okay. Or more so, I feel like I have to learn to be okay with it. I don't think I had any insane ideas. I think going to that marketplace though, like, made me feel inspired to start my own art shop. And it's just very pretty, and I just like thinking about doing art in other mediums. But those are basically my thoughts on it. I think this is the start of something. She asks you to do the counting exercise for maybe like for a month after this. So I'm gonna try and do it. I need to like make my table more fit for like for like a whole month thing though. So I'll probably finagle with that a little bit, but that was basically this week. Overall, it felt pretty average. There were small changes, mostly because last week felt like ass, but this week felt way better. And overall, it was nice, even if I still feel a little guilty about spending like a bunch of money. Whatever it was, and I said like $140. Like, it's hard to get used to, I guess. But I am excited for things to come. I don't remember what week 7 was, but I remember reading it and being like, oh, this is probably more up my alley. Recovering a sense of connection. Yes, I think I need to feel more connected to what I do sometimes, and I think I'm very interested in that over like my relationship to money, but also I think aiding my relationship with money is good as well. Same thing with how I kind of felt about last week. So I'll keep trying getting myself more luxuries. I'll keep trying to be less hard on myself on a lot of things. This one felt very rushed, but I think it's because I didn't do a lot of tasks this week. But yeah, I'm excited to show you guys my art more. Hopefully I post more on my Instagram. I know I made that Instagram and then only posted on it once, but I swear I'm gonna post on more. It's just busy kind of right now, and I'm focusing on school art. But I might post my like style frame that I made for my stop motion project, which is basically just like a frame that's like how you imagine the final product looking. So I'll probably post that. I have a thing about like idol worship coming up, like something I'm writing on my Substack about that. I have to do my monthly like music listening roundup as well, so I'm gonna do that as well. And I think that's it. Listen, I encourage y'all to listen to like Artemis's new song, because I think that song is so good. And I encourage y'all to think about, to like treat yourselves, please. It's nice, I swear. Even if you feel guilty about it like me. But I honestly think that's all from me. I have to go do work, and I have to go eat, so I'm gonna go do that. And I think that's it. So I'll see you guys next week with Recovering a Sense of Connection. So subscribe, I guess. Follow me on Instagram. Sub to me on Substack. And that's it. Go experience abundance and creativity. Bye.